Oh, okay. How you doing, Tech fans? How you doing? A little different now. Um, been working on lighting. Okay, so but this is for the creators out there. So you start your studio, right? What about the lighting, right? What lights to use? I'm gonna had a hard time with this with the Sony ZV-1F, but after tweaking it and doing a couple things, we upgraded the firmware and a couple things to change. Hopefully, I look okay, not too dark or overexposed, and or the white balancing is off. So let's teach you about what I did, and hopefully that will help you in the later run. Okay, because a lot of you out there, you're trying to um, get the right answers to the riddle, because a lot of things, so many people say so many different things, you don't know what's going on. Well, listen, everybody's going to do things the way they want to do, and you have to understand when it comes to lighting. Okay, so we're all starting out, all right, even though I've been doing it for quite some time. um, it gives you an opportunity. This is not the only channel I have. I have a whole bunch of channels. I have at least, well, approximately like 9 different channels. But, I have a lot of experience. Some channels are really old. Started in 2016. Another channel is 2018. The 2018 channel is the music channel. I did something else and I converted into that. And 2016 channel would be the shop channel, which was a vegan channel before. I know, but I had that for a long time. I really didn't do anything with it. If I knew what I know now, I could take that in the past and I would be more successful with those channels. But it's all right. I do it when I can. This channel was started in 2021 during the pandemic, so I was doing IT then. So in IT, I had no time. So, but anyway, so now we got the lighting. So we have lighting. So I started off with LED lights, right? They're the kind you can get off Amazon. They little tripod and their little screen. I don't know how many lights in the LED lights there. I had 2 of those, 4 of those, 3 of those, and they were all right. Or were they really? Uh-huh. So now we moved up. We got soft boxes. Okay, a softbox. Softbox is a square, a rectangular. Okay, some of them have octagon. That's look like a round circle. They come up different ways, and then what come? Well, but the light. What is it? LED or it's a high intensity bulb, right? Those are expensive. They're not cheap. Let's see how much they really cost. Because I really don't really. Let's see. Let's go to Amazon. So, it's a studio bulb light, and they sell that separately. Now, the one I'm going to show you is what I'm using. Okay, got 4 of these now. How did I get 4? I ordered 2 more, just the bulb only, because of the wattage. But the lights, the softbox that I have had an updated light, but it didn't have it in the description, so I never knew until I took it out of the box. So these are the bulbs. Okay. When you get the bulb, that's how it looks like. It comes in a white box, a box within the box. There's no instructions. There's nothing in the box. So, but on the side of this, it says 85 watts, 110 volt. Your country might vary. It depends on the phone. So basically, this is an LED light with a heat sink. There's no fan and a circuit board inside, and it automatically determines the brightness. Okay. There's another kind and and there's so many different kinds. Before this, they used to use a CFL light, and the CFL lights, remember, those have been replaced because of the mercury problems that were in them. So they were all replaced, and we went to LED. But remember, we had the regular bulb, right? The the round bulb, the little cheap bulb. You just, but those had mercury in them too. You know, they were dangerous, and when they break, they break. You know, and then we went to CLF, which was the squirrely one, right? And those were based on um, the fluorescent bulbs you can get for your kitchen. You know, we have a little. We're building the TV stand now for the 85-inch. We just finally get to do that. I know. I know. Gee whiz. How many months is it now? I know. But I'll show you how that comes out too in another video. So the CLF bulb, I wouldn't get them, and a lot of companies use it here. I see it here. Holy cow! And then they got another bulb. What is this? This is like they call it a Bowen's bulb. It's like a long bulb. Huh? Maybe it's like an incandescent. Like I wouldn't get these kind of bulbs. I don't know why they're selling these bulbs. Let's see here. So 300-watt bulb, right? They have those. Those are studio bulbs. They got so many bulbs. It's unbelievable here. So those studio bulbs. Let's see, studio GV. Okay, I'm not gonna mention the company name. 300-watt video light kit. This is light kit. Does a bulb come in? Okay, so they're not using a bulb. So it's basically LED, but it's a certain kind of like a circuitry bulb inside, and it projects out. So, yeah, but you're looking at over $200 for those kind of a bulbs. Should you get that? And incandescent bulb is what we used to use. Why would you buy those bulbs? I'm surprised those are still being sold. So you have the professional bulb, and it's very bright. It's 300 watts, most likely, or I don't believe higher. But the thing is, if you got the money, you can buy that, or you can use one of these 85-watt bulb. And they do come with a remote. The older ones have this kind of remote, see? So you had on and off. This is night mode. Bright, up and down. Then you had auxiliary, CT, see, minus CT, minus CT. That's basically the color. And then you had section. The new one just got those. The bulb is the same as I showed you, and you couldn't tell the difference. But it's supposed to be a little brighter. Here's a new one. You got auto, right? You got auto, you got power, auto, and you have... Oh, that might be off. It's crazy out there. I think it's more... because that symbol means recycle. Okay, so you have bright, low bright, Kavlen, K plus, K minus. You have night mode in the middle. Okay, you have 20% brightness, 50% brightness, 100% brightness here. You have warm, cold, and white, right? That's what does those are different patterns. Right now I'm using white. No, actually I'm using the cold at the max. I don't want to change anything because when I change it's a pain in the neck. Now we have two of these active. I took one of the other bulbs and I put it in another old lamp I had, and I had a shade, so it's like I'm using the mounted type with the bulb is this right aim at you. There's no diffuser or no reflector on it. Do you need a reflector? Do you need a diffuser? Well, I don't have the light aimed right in my face, then I'll have see a spot. I aim it over me, so it'll catch the shot and bounce off. Looks better this way here, because when I did it before, it was too dark. But then again, I reset the camera back to factory default with the new firmware in there to fix some problems and also adjust the camera. So the camera is set up for intelligent mode, which is basically automatic for the photo. But I did some tweaks with that, and I did test. So I have these feathers, right? I have a green one. I don't know where it went. Okay, here's a green one. So if you want to see how your camera really does, or buy a camera, if you can go buy one, you know, at a different, like a camera place or like one of the warehouses. You know, like I don't want to mention company name because giving them plugs doesn't help. You take these feathers, red, green, and blue. See, RGB. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. Those are the same colors that everything's based on that show you the colorful lights. Well, here are the colors. How does the blue look against black? So you put this feather against black and see how does it look. And how's it the camera interpret it? Does it look too washed out? Yeah, my camera was washed out. It wasn't like, so I just reset it and start from scratch and work from there. Do it my way, because I don't know, a lot of people have their own opinions of setting these cameras up, and it's crazy. And then another thing, okay, if you're not using the camera outside and you're just using it inside, why do you set the ISO is determined between 100 and whatever your camera can do. I used to set it at 800, but right now I have it at 500. Now you might say, gee, you might watch YouTube and the guy has it at 200, but that's his camera and that's his. You gotta remember, it's the area. My area is gonna be different from you, so you might have to adjust it for your area. Okay, that's the ISO. Okay, there's another exposure that you can adjust. So you have a main exposure, and you have another exposure. There's another exposure to adjust. How's it looking? And you can adjust that. But the exposure, you can set that to what the camera can do. The camera, I should have said that, with the lighting. Okay, so if you know the lighting can go up to like these kind of lights, they can go anywhere from 2700 to 6400. That's what they say. It's mostly 5,500. If it's not marked correctly. See, this one says 2700 is the minimum and 6400 is the maximum. Another one will say a different one. 6500, 3500 lumens. So you're going to get confused. You're going to, gee, which one is it? So default, the cameras is mostly all these cameras are set to 5,500. So that's what I set them to. I set them to the default. And then you set it for Kelvin. So that's what here. The K stands for her, and that's what I set it to. It seems to work better. If you go outside now, you can set it to daylight. Your camera should have different features and different settings, so you can try. But make sure, if you get some of these flowers, these feathers, these colorful feathers, or whatever you want to use colors, and see how they look against this one against black. This one again. Take a close look at the remote. How does the remote look like the same way you see it as? Yeah. There's so many things you can try. I also have one of these things. I can get it to turn on. I think I'll leave it plugged in. Just got this the other day. So we have this. This is amethyst crystal. Because I do Reiki healing. Okay. So we have this now. See how this is? What do you see? You see purple, right? Light purple, dark. That's how they're supposed to be. Remember, these are crystals from the Earth. Mother Earth, and they have different colors. So this is it. So this is lighted up a ring. This is powerful though, by the way. And this looks fine, and it also looks nice. You want everything in the camera to look great. This is my Z30. I don't have much problem with that one. I just changed it to the exposure to 5,500. Yeah, that's it. That's what I set it to, and then run it that way. But I still run into another problem. So the camera is aimed at me. Once the background changes, right, it can affect the way the picture looks. Because the camera has to compensate for the background. I say, gee, what kind of background is that? Okay, it's white background. Okay, what am I supposed to do with the white background? Because that's how they have it programmed. Remember, it's like a little computer and then that chip. So it's going, What's the background? Okay, well, okay, we have to change it for the background. Or you put on manual and you do it. You make those adjustments like the professionals. So they sit there and make the adjustments on the fly. They don't leave the camera in automatic. Automatic is what they do from the factory. It's gonna be default colors. So it's gonna be mostly flat. You're gonna want it to make it more stand out. The way you are. You're outside shooting outside. Next person might be shooting inside with lights. And any better lights. You can also where's that light thing I had? I had to rearrange the table here. Let me see if I can figure out where I put that. Okay, we have this. This is dead. I have to charge this up. Is it charging? Okay, it's charging. So we have this light. Okay, this is from I should mention who this is. But we have this light too. Now, this goes all the way up to 6,500. I think it's 6,700. These have different lights, settings. Works the same way. It's manual. Ooh, too much lighting in my face. So you can scroll all the way down. See? So mount this on a cold shoe on top of the camera. But the problem with this, if I use this with these lights, then you're gonna see spot in my eye, in my glasses. Yeah. Okay, say you didn't have all these lights. You could get away with this. This would be more than sufficient for you. But that, it depends how you're recording. Now, if you got a background, you know, you might want to use something else. It's a lot to consider and a lot to figure out too. Oh, geez, all these remotes. Okay, so you get what you can afford. A lot of people get the soft box. Okay, that's a rectangular box. A lot of people get that. I don't know if I can draw. I had a thing here to draw. It'll take a while to figure out where that is. But you got to figure out what you want, you know. I also have one of these. I can take this out. No, I can't show you what that is because that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I'm going to stay on subject here. So you got these lights. These are LED lights, right? Say some of you might be using these around your TV, around the edge of your backdrop to bring out the purple. So for instance, let's say this was red or green, then you would have a light to bring that out. You have the light that's bringing you out now. You want to bring out the background. You want to add purple. So I want to add purple to this. You're going to bring it out to add purple, which I could. I do have another LED light that they have at most warehouses or online. You can get that. Or you can add this instead. So you want to, so this is white background. I can make it anything I want. You see, I added some flowers to bring it out. Or you can have a backdrop, which you see over here. There's a backdrop there. I'm just trying to tell you, there's so many ways you can use with the lighting, but the lighting is important. So what you should do, should you buy an umbrella light? Umbrella light, same thing. The bulb stands out like so. There's an umbrella. You can aim that umbrella and you're creating that effect of sunlight in the room to bring out the picture. Hold on a second. Healthy drink. I'm making myself. Go on the chef channel and you'll learn how to make it. And that's not a plug, but I'm just telling you that's how it's done. Hey, before I end this video, I'll tell you later. So, so this is how I do it. Check out the lighting. These things you can get them on Amazon. How much is something like this by itself? This thing was like $35. The price on this keeps the shoe that I'm using. If you're interested in this, well, I'm not. Well, I guess I'll just put the shoe that I'm using. Then no, you can jump on and get it. I don't know if I'll get anything for it. Let me see. I have to look for Santa. Amazon. What am I using? Softbox. It's called a softbox. There's so many different brands. I don't know about the other brands. This one here is 27 by 19. It's pretty big. I'm trying to find a company that makes it. And they're all over the place. Oh, I know why. Oh, wow. I have to log in. Huh. Wow. Oh, I did get logged in. Okay, here's the one I'm using. Oh, that's weird. I don't see the. I thought I was in this program. Oh. Oh, I see what happened. I'm not in the text screen. That would explain that. Okay. All right, let me grab this. Let me turn this on. All right, let me grab this here for a second. See, they said upgraded LED. It's because originally it was 45 watts, but it says now it didn't say what it was. It's kind of weird. It's so confusing. It's an 85 watt bulb. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here. Oh, I see. I'll put this in here. Let's see if I. That's not what I want. Let's see. Yeah, what is this? I'll figure it out. But that's what you could get. You can start off with one of those. They have a 2-pack, and the 2-pack is a little bit. It's gonna cost more. So you're looking at like, well, it used to be 35, and the prices went up to 49 and up. I've been using the same company, so I haven't had any problem with it. They're all pretty much the same, but you want to use the right bulb, okay? And be careful when buying things. All right. Okay. Oh, what I wanted to say was, oh my goodness. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Well, I hope this helps you content creators trying to figure out what to get. Okay. Try to give you an honest opinion and stuff. But if you get one of these, you should get 2 of them. That should help you with your photography or your shooting yourself for video log in your studio. Okay, and get a good backdrop too. We'll talk about that in another video. Okay. Oops. Time to go. Hey, thanks for watching. Okay. See you next time.